Tonight, we're covering the 10th Amendment, one of the most overlooked but powerful parts of the U.S. Constitution. It's just one sentence long, yet it defines the balance of power between Washington and the states, between what belongs to the federal government and what's left to the people. From debates over states' rights to modern questions about federal overreach, the 10th Amendment reminds us that freedom often lives in the spaces government doesn't control. So join us on episode 67, where we talk about the 10th Amendment on Beyond the Noise.
Welcome to the sound, we're breaking through. The stories unfold, shining bright and true. Diving deep in thoughts, we'll take you higher. This is the movement, feel the burning fire. Let the voices rise in the echoing space. Join the celebration of every human face. Beyond the noise, we make our way. We make our way. Stories of courage, lighting up the way. This is our time, we're ready to play. On the Soar Network, we'll seize the day. From opinions that matter, we'll lift each frame. Reflect on the journey, yet we'll never be the same. In the heart of the noise, where the wisdom resides. Join us in the moment, where the spirit abides. We soar above it all, breaking every chain. Ignite the passion, let your heart sustain. Beyond the noise, we make our way. We make our way. Stories of courage, lighting up the way. This is our time, we're ready to play. On the Soar Network, we'll seize the day. Get ready, world, we're turning up the heat. Together we rise, can't accept defeat.
Welcome to Beyond the Noise, episode 67. I am Republic Sentinel, a.k.a. RS, and I am joined by my lovely co-host and great producer, Yankee Free. How's it going, Yankee?
Lovely? What am I, Vanna frickin' White?
Yes. Stop. You're lovely. Just embrace it, brother. Just embrace it. I don't know. It just came out. What the fuck? Yes, that was a little gay, but what are you gonna do?
What's going on, crazy dude? Thank you for the early raid, sir. Appreciate that. And welcome in everyone and all the raiders. Original Peckerwood first in the chat tonight.
Nice. Did see a Greg Ohio in there too, and Firepaw. Liz, Fred the Gambler, Loverdose, of course, Loverdose. We couldn't have a stream without Loverdose.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares if Loverdos is here or not? He doesn't care if he's here or not, so why should we care?
I love Loverdos. He adds that spice. Yes,
he does. We love to hate him and hate to love him.
Absolutely. Yes. And Rogue Nina, great liquor. Boy, you belong. You should definitely check out this guy on Friday nights if you're not already. Yankee Free.
Great liquor's been around. Yeah. Absolutely.
Boybin and Beer. Come check it out if you don't already. Ashelon. I have to talk to you, Ashelon.
Lover apologized in KD's stream? I don't believe it. Lover apologized for something?
Not a chance. I think it's a likely story. Likely story. All right. So tonight, sir, we were talking about this a bit in the green room. The 10th Amendment. Now, I was saying to you when we started off, it's kind of like the 9th Amendment, but it's got more definition to it. And you were saying it's more about states' rights, but it still sounds like that 9th Amendment thing that, like, okay, what rights aren't enumerated doesn't mean doesn't mean that it's not covered by the Constitution. But this does delineate between, hey, look, that which isn't delineated to the federal government is to the states, and if it's not to the states, it's just to the people in general.
States and people. The 9th was to the people.
Yeah.
And the 10th adds the states and or the people.
But the federal government has stomped that. And personally, I think that there's a bunch of states that have stomped that too. Mm-hmm. The rights of the people have been infringed numerous times by both the federal and state apparatus. So,
well, there are many things that the government is doing and going well above and beyond that violates the 10th. I feel.
Yes.
The one main one that they call out is education.
Yes.
The government is supposed to have nothing to do with education.
Cheers.
Nothing. It's supposed to be states and people, the states and the people. That's it.
I agree. And
so,
that's
Department of Education, unconstitutional.
It really is, man. And well, it sounds like they're getting rid of it anyway. But boy, oh boy, they need to get rid of it. No offense to anybody who works in the Department of Education, but it's really something that should be a states' right issue, let alone the rights of the people. But it's just a big bureaucracy that makes things harder.
Yep.
And
have a good night, Fred.
Universal stuff. Good night, Fred. Get some good sleep. All right. So shall we read the amendment itself?
You mean this amendment?
Yes, that one. All right. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So, what that basically means is that what isn't basically outlined in the Constitution as a federal apparatus is left to the states and the people. So,
Crazy Dude, thank you for the gift. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Crazy
And
Dude.
Rogue Nina got it.
Nice. Red Rash. What's up, Neuro? Get rid of the teachers union.
Yes.
Randy Weingarten. 100%. So it limits federal authority to Article 1, Section 8's enumerated powers like taxation. I cannot wait to get into the amendment where we talk about federal income tax. And defense, leaving all else like education and local policing to states or individuals. its tautological nature. Some call it redundant, which makes sense. When we were kind of saying that last week, was it the 10th and the 9th? They're kind of sort of the ninth kind of wrapped things up kind of perfectly. He could have just left it there, but I guess I understand why they had to throw the 10th in there.
Right. It was for the Federalists.
Yeah.
They wanted it in there to try and ensure that there wasn't consolidation of power.
Yes.
Well, how'd that turn out for us?
Yeah. Not well.
How'd that go?
Not well. But it
Salty Gunner, welcome. You got here probably via Viva through Crazy Dude, then to here. I'm guessing. But welcome. Glad to have you.
Good to see you, Salty Gunner. So it says it reaffirms federalism against implied expansion via clauses like necessary and proper. To quote James Madison, states demanded it for ratification, viewing the Constitution as a compact they could reclaim powers from. And ever since the beginning of this country, it's been a constant tug of war between the states and the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, considering what the Articles of Confederation before that, the federal apparatus was like basically nothing. You know, and they couldn't even make their own currency, right? So when they did this whole experiment with our republic, all the states were worried that they were going to be under the foot of the federal government. And in some ways that's true. And in other ways, the states do push back and they do get their power. So, and a bunch of that is through lawsuits involving the 10th Amendment. We do have a list, and there's
some good ones. There's some good ones, and recent.
Oh yeah,
and relevant ones. There's actually one in legislation right now, or one in the courts right now, isn't there?
Is there? Yeah. Oh, the 2025 federal firearm bans for state legal pot users tests the Second and 10th Amendment. Pot, abortion, immigration. How could immigration be included in that? What do states have to do with that? That was a very specific power that the federal government had. Yeah. I don't know how the states could push back on immigration. California, the state I'm in, Illinois, sitting there trying to be sanctuary states.
Yeah, but that's it's unconstitutional. But they're doing it. We've been saying, covering all of these. How much? Like when you go through, and that's why I'm so glad we're doing these Mondays, because I'm learning, and that's
me too.
We're not doing these because we're trying to teach everyone else something that we know. We're doing this to learn together, because there are a lot of amendments that I was not familiar enough with, and now going over them every Monday, it's like, wow, okay, well, this, and this is unconstitutional. And if you read the Bill of Rights, there's many things that are unconstitutional that are happening
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make an argument that we're ending the year with the perfect amendment. We ended it at where the Bill of Rights and the amendments should end. Nothing after the 10th Amendment matters, because technically speaking, it's all covered outside of shit like the way the Senate is elected and federal income tax and all that. But a lot of it is redundant, or it's assuming certain things. Especially when we get into prohibition. I mean, what a crapshoot that's going to be. I am going to drink on that stream just to spit in the face of of all these of all these wives that were out there going, oh my God, our husbands are a bunch of drunks. Get rid of alcohol. That lasted, didn't it?
Yeah. It's a good one. I'm glad they repealed it, but there are so many other ones that should be repealed too.
Just done away with. Absolutely. And I think that that's going to get into a monotonous area, starting with the 11th Amendment. But we're not there yet. We're ending the year on the 10th Amendment, which I think, honestly, nice cap, bookend to everything. The rest of it just muddies the waters. How many times did we see references to the 14th Amendment?
At least two. It was
the 4th and the 5th?
7th.
Was it?
It was 7th and 8th.
Could have been. I don't know. It all blended together for me. Could be.
Right.
I thought that there were different. Well, we did see at least a couple of references to the 14th Amendment, which, we won't get into the 14th Amendment, but it seems like the 14th Amendment has messed with the first 10. So we'll just have to see when we get to it. I think that the first 10 encapsulate it perfectly. The rest of them are just crap.
Agreed.
You forget which the 10th is? Have to listen for a bit first. Jade, it is the here. I'll do a quick read of it again.
This one right here.
The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So education
is education, not federal. It was never outlined to be federal, so it's up to the states and the people.
Policing.
Policing.
Another one, traffic laws. Let's see. So there have been a number of lawsuits. One, 1992, New York versus the United States, struck the federal law forcing states to manage radioactive waste. Establishes anti-commandeering. Feds can't order states to enforce federal rules. So federal rules,
i.e. marijuana.
Yes.
Well.
Yes.
That's a big one for the 10th.
97, Prince versus the United States invalidated Brady Act's mandate for local sheriffs to do gun checks. Again, what's one of them them knee-jerk reactions? What, Brady, wasn't he the guy who got shot protecting the president? President Reagan? Am I right on that?
It?
I thought that, where did the Brady law come from? Brady Law, formerly the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act, grew out of the 1981 assassination attempt on President Ronald Reagan, in which his press secretary, James Jim Brady, was severely wounded and permanently disabled. Yeah, I think he got shot in the head, right? Jim Brady and his wife, Sam Brady, into leading gun control advocates who pushed for a federal background check and waiting period system for handgun purchases. So apparently, in Prince versus the United States, the 10th Amendment was cited for invalidating the Brady Act's mandate for local sheriffs to do gun checks. Reinforce dual sovereignty. States retain officer autonomy. So, which is cool because sheriffs, I don't know if anybody, I don't know, Chad, if you guys realize this. I know that Yankee and I have talked about this a lot. Right. Basically, know who your sheriff is. Be very familiar with your sheriff because they are the last line of defense against federal and even state intrusion into your life. Your local sheriff can keep anybody out. They literally have to ask your sheriff's department to escort them in order to come to your house. And if the sheriff tells them to F off, they have to F off. And that happened, we saw that happen a number of times during COVID, where states in particular, not the federal government so much, but states in particular were trying to force people to do certain things, and sheriffs and local attorneys were saying, yeah, we're not going to enforce that. Come make us. Same thing happened here in this state when they passed the ridiculous draconian gun law that limited magazine size. Everybody outside of Chicago, all the local sheriffs said, yeah, we're not enforcing that. That's unconstitutional. So, but there in that was a particular place where they used the 10th Amendment to say that no, a federal mandate cannot force locally elected sheriffs to carry out the will of the federal government.
And just another reason for what I always preach, that people just seem to get back-ass word all the time.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares? Honestly, in all honesty, who cares who the president is?
For the most
you
part.
need to be more it's more important, and you need to be more concerned with your local mayor and town council and up. You need to vote there. You need to vote bottom up. And the sheriff is down there. You should be more concerned about who your sheriff is than who the president is. But the presidential election always gets the turnout.
Right. That's absolutely correct. But I mean, how many ballots? You see it, and people talk about how they do it too. All they do is go and vote for president, maybe Congress, but they just go vote president and leave the rest of it blank. There are all kinds of things that are on the ballot that have nothing to do with the federal government. You should always make sure that you vote for everything. Far more important, absolutely, Peckerwood, and somebody else was saying that, yeah, Jay Dragon, that's why your sheriffs are an important office. Yes, always. And that was reinforced through the 10th Amendment, which is excellent. United States versus Lopez overturned federal gun-free school zones as beyond commerce clause. Limited federal overreach into traditional state domains like education. Gun-free zones. Yeah, that's like shooting spree
AKA
zone.
soft target.
Yeah, soft target.
AKA, here's your soft target. It starts right here. Everything from here in soft target.
Yep. Go. It's a shooting gallery. Go have some fun. Not really, but it is. It's ridiculous that that's what libtards do for you, though. We need our governors to tell the federal government to stay out of business that the states should be handling. I would say that it's. Look, we have plenty of instances where the federal government has intruded into the states' rights. But I would say that we have a lot of instances where the states have gotten into civil liberties, people's rights. And I mean, you see that with gun law all the time. So it is a back and forth. It's not just the federal government overreaching, it's the states as well. So you give them power and they just want more. Jade, you're down there in Texas. You don't have much of a problem with that. There are some things Texas has done. It's a little questionable, but for the most part, you guys are that's like freedom country.
Yeah. But the states should have more power than the government on certain things.
I agree.
Like what were there's four things that the government should be in charge of. The four things that the government should worry about, and that's it. That's it. It's, foreign relations, immigration, foreign relations, the military.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the fourth one we were saying? That was
I just had it too.
Trade.
Yes, trade.
Outside of that, fuck off, leave it to the states.
Think of if that's what we held to, the federal government would be a lot smaller. It would be a lot smaller.
The way it's supposed to be.
Yes. Yes, and we wouldn't have, $37 trillion in debt, which is just unspeakable amounts of money. And who knows what the hell they're going to do with that. I heard Chevron is pulling out of California, and our gas might go up to $10. Oh, Liz. Oof. Ow. It's been thankfully going down more and more here. I think we're seeing $2.79 right now. Where are you at?
Well done, new scum.
Yeah, scum.
Oh, geez. I can tell you what diesel is because that's all I'm buying now. But we're definitely under 3. I think we're in the mid 2s.
Nice.
Somewhere around 2, somewhere between 250, 275, I think, or something like that. Diesel I can get. Well, I see it when I'm driving down the road. It's most places it's like 370-ish. I get it for 345 at BJ's. But I fill up my tank and I have 660 miles. So
right.
Budget hands on that one. I find it to be way more economical, but
sure. 450 and Liz, the only reason it's that high is because of state taxes. But we have very high taxes here on that kind of stuff. Listen, one of the places where the state governments have overreached is property taxes. And I can't believe that the federal government actually upheld that. That allowed them to do that. Hell, just if you need to raise money for local apparatus, whatever, then raise your sales tax or something. Property taxes should be completely and wholly unconstitutional.
Well, absolutely, because then you never own anything. You never have that God-given right of ownership. This is my land. I own this. This is mine. That which you never will do as long as there are property taxes.
Agreed.
Because they'll take it from you in a heartbeat.
Yes. Yes. Don't pay your property taxes. See what happens. Everything is speculation anymore. Housing, land, precious metals, oil, and yeah, I know. But thank God, oil is coming down.
Are we 280 crazy, dude? I said 270-ish. So 280 said we are.
That's right where we're at. Like I said, 279. It depends on what town you're in. It might be 285 some places, but I think that they said that, not that this is pertinent to the conversation, but I think they were saying that the national average was like 238, something like that. So a bunch of places have stuff that are actually under $2 right now. Carbon taxes at the pump? Not that I'm aware of. Friend of mine is telling me Florida is looking. Yes, they are looking to eradicate property taxes, but
it's never gonna happen. It's a good talking point. It's good. A good topic for running for re-election or trying to get people to like you and vote for you, but I don't see that happening. There's no way any state government or federal government is ever going to take away a tax. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It will never happen.
Nope.
They've gotten way too used to that money.
Well, and then if you look at, I think Florida doesn't have state sales tax. Or do they have
Florida
no,
doesn't?
Or is it no state income tax? That might be what it is. Oops. Let me ask here.
Yeah, income. It's no income tax.
No income tax? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Delaware has no state sales tax.
Yeah, and then like Oregon has no state sales tax and Washington has no state income tax, or it's vice versa. One or the other. When I lived there, I don't know if they've changed that or not, but New Hampshire doesn't have sales tax either.
Yeah, I know Delaware doesn't have sales tax, and that's why I was pissed off at Cabela's.
Why?
Did you hear that story?
Uh-uh.
I know it has nothing to do with the 10th Amendment.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, but go ahead and tell it. Yeah, I remember.
It's a very long-winded story, so I'll make it quick. I called Cabela's in Hamburg and in Delaware trying to figure out whether Cabela's had this smoker, and they told me no, they didn't. Well, we went there last weekend, and they haven't.
Mm.
So I drove twice as far to Hamburg to get it and paid 6% sales tax when I could have driven half the distance to Delaware and paid no sales tax.
Yeah. Well, I think the taxation has gotten way out of hand. I think that the founding forefathers would be pissed with all the taxation.
I agree. Well, we freaking went to war over 1%.
Yeah. I think that's a misnomer, though.
It wasn't the 40-some% that they freaking steal from us now. That's for damn sure.
Right. Well, I gotta.
Nah, Jade, I couldn't do that. I love this smoker. I've already used it too much already. It's all seasoned, man. I ain't gonna return it now.
Okay, so, well, all right. No, the colonies did not go to war simply because of a 1% sales tax, but I mean, 1% tax. Right. So, but basically they did. So that's why I'm saying it's kind of whatever. Says that the overall tax burden in the colonies was very low by modern standards, roughly 1 to 1.5% of income. But the revolution was about political principle and power.
Which taxation was a lot of it. Taxation without representation. That was. It's the same nuance of it's not the only reason.
Right,
same nuance of the Civil War, that slavery. Everybody says, "Oh, slavery is why the Civil War happened." Well, no, there was a lot more slavery. People like to tack on for their narratives and their agendas, but yes, it was part of it, but it was nowhere near.
It was industrialization versus agriculture, basically. And Lincoln he literally said after the Emancipation Proclamation, when he was coming off the stage, he said that ought to hit him like a wet towel. He literally used that because the North was losing and he had to rally the troops. So he used an emotional subject to be able to get people to fight harder. Plus, he also used the Emancipation Proclamation to get the slaves to revolt against the states to help weaken the South. We didn't go to war over slavery. Oh no.
There's quotes of him saying if he hadn't have had to do it to rally the troops, he wouldn't have.
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, he didn't believe that slaves could exist in the United States, that they would have to go back to Africa. He literally, after the war, got a bunch of the leaders that, like preachers and stuff, that were in the black community. He brought them to the White House and talked to them, and they had all agreed that the slaves couldn't exist here because there was this cultural malice that would exist, and they were going to send them back to Africa. That was what they were going to do. So tell me all about how he was this great emancipator and he loved he wanted to free the slave. No, he used that as a cudgel. That's what he did. Listen, I'm not saying that Lincoln was a bad guy. And actually, if you look at it, Lincoln did a lot of things that he shouldn't have done, like suspending habeas corpus and just throwing people in jail, like journalists, for no reason at all.
Income tax.
Yes, he instituted the first income tax.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they did get rid of it. It took the assholes in the 20th century to permanently institute income tax. Was it the end? I can't remember. We covered this once.
It wasn't gone for very long.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't gone for very long.
They got a taste of that sweet, sweet cash, and we're like, oh, we got to do more of that. You know what? Lincoln was not the great person that a lot of people say he was. I'm not going to say he was necessarily a bad guy. But again, what do they say to the victors? The history books are written by the winners, the victors. So, and a lot of people look at Lincoln for the wrong reasons. I don't know why we're talking about this, but
we always go off on tangents, and it's fine because it all comes back to what is constitutional and not constitutional, and we're learning about the amendments, and that, I think, everything falls under the 10th.
It really, and the 9th. Between the 9th and the 10th, everything just gets really, that's the glue that kind of says.
I wasn't joking last week. I said, screw the 5th. I'm pleading the 9th. No matter what I do, I have the right to do it.
I agree. Liz was in one of my live chats the other night when I was doing an ARC stream, and she said she was pleading the 9th. And Squirrel was like, the 9th? And I said, yeah, we were talking about it on Monday night. The 9th Amendment.
So she doesn't watch?
Oh, no, she's asleep. She's asleep. And she can't stand politics, which I'm fine with. That's great. Anytime she has a question, we talk about it, and we do. But for the most part, she can't stand politics. And that's okay. But that was funny. When Liz says she's going to plead the 9th, I was like, there you go. The 9th. Good job. Good job. Listen, I know a lot of people who can't stand politics. Politics,
right,
just
Salty? That's what we do. That's what we do. We get on a topic and then take a left-hand turn, and there's a fork in the road, and we take the right, and it's all good. It's all fun.
It is, and we actually have something coming up that we definitely want to talk about on this show. Speaking of states, we're going to get into this whole thing that's going on in Minnesota. We're not gonna do that yet, but this weekend, yes, Yankees got this nice little X post, and I was noticing it like I had popped up X Because we were like, well, the 10th Amendment is great and all, but it's probably like last week. We were done talking about the amendment about an hour in. We figured that would be the same here. And we'd come up with some other stuff that would be more, because this is a political show, this one in particular, not What the Fuck Wednesday or the Saturday night show. This one in particular is more political, so we did that. We did that last week, and then this week we saw this. Been a lot of movement. Yes, today this thing gets worse and worse and worse. And I was telling Yankee, I said, this is just podunk little Minnesota. Imagine if somebody dug their claws into California, Illinois, or New York. The level of corruption and mismanaged money would be unbelievable.
Thank you, Salty. Appreciate that follow.
Good to have you here, Salty. Love to see you active in the chat, too. It's good stuff. So let's see. There was 2011 bond versus the United States allowed individuals to challenge federal overreach, injuring them personally. Extended 10th protections beyond states to the people, which it literally states, right? Mm-hmm. So it does say anything that's not enumerated to the federal government is passed along to the states, or if it's not a states' rights issue, then it's just passed on to the people. And the 9th basically said, just because it's not listed here doesn't mean that you don't have the right to it. So I thought that was very interesting, although the 9th, like you were saying, talk about vague. This is a lot more specific, the 10th Amendment.
It's definitely more specific, calling out states, and then if not the states, then the people, if it's not something that's already designated government, which is minimal things. So yeah, it's a little more specific, but it's still pretty encompassing.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as vague, but it's definitely, yeah. And, leave it to lawyers. Leave it to lawyers to take something like these amendments and twist them and turn. It's like, wait a minute, this is awfully vague. We could cover this, and this here. That depends. It's like the old Bill Clinton, like we talked about before. That's what depends on what your definition of is.
Right.
That was actually pretty smart. That was pretty smart for Bill. That was witty. Fuck Bill Clinton, but,
Wow, there's 38 plus states that allow medical or recreational marijuana use, despite federal ban.
What did Trump just change the scheduling on pot?
Yeah,
but it's not good enough.
It's still scheduled. It's lessened it. It's going to make it easier. A lot of people were like, "Oh, he legalized it." No, he didn't. He made it a 3, so they can do a lot. They have a lot more freedom to do medical studies with it and stuff.
Yankee and I've talked about this. I don't want to speak for him, but he has spoken about this. I think we talked about it last week. I think personally, call it the libertarian in me. I don't identify as anything at the moment because the libertarians are retarded. But when I was a registered libertarian, I was all on board with all drugs should be legal. Every last one of them. The federal government, I don't think, has the right to tell you as an individual what you can and cannot put into your body.
Under the 10th, it doesn't.
And the 9th.
The 9th and the 10th. The 9th specifically to the people, and then the 10th is also to the people. And there's no what's the word they use? They call it commandeering.
Yeah.
The government should not be able to tell you what you can and can't do as far as that in your personal life. And the He just shouldn't. I am as well. I totally think that it shouldn't be illegal. Now, your actions that may be the consequence of doing those illicit drugs, they can be illegal without a doubt, and you should be held responsible. But the actual act of using it or possessing it should not be.
Right. That is a huge overreach by both the federal and state government. Huge overreach. But you know what we haven't touched on, which is we're about to wrap up the hour, AI regulation moratoriums cited under the 10th. That's interesting because we are very quickly hurtling towards this thing that AI is going to become in the next 5 years. If it's not already really starting to, all the regulation that's going to, people are going to make arguments to impose and people are going to make arguments not to impose. That's going to be real touchy, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Because AI isn't a person. So where is the regulation there? Is it the states? Is it the federal government? I'm sure that they can both make very strong arguments on both. And of course, they'll both use fear-mongering one way or the other to get their way and to get support of the people. It's going to be real interesting, man. People are going to lose jobs. They already have started, and they're going to be making complaints that AI is impeding on the people. But then again, that goes back to the old horse and buggy argument and automobile, right? So, yeah, the automobile came in, and when it first came in, people were like, oh, yeah, no, horses are still going to be the main way of carrying people. And then all of a sudden, all the horse and buggy places were out of business because it was a more efficient and better way of travel. AI is going to make things a lot more efficient. It just is. So people are going to lose their jobs. That might be everybody.
It went from rich people had cars to poor people have cars and only rich people ride horses.
That's right. That is right. Yeah, well, I mean, just by economics alone, the value of a horse now goes up because there's less of a demand. Well, no, wait, that doesn't make sense. It might. I don't know. Economically, it makes sense that a horse would now have a different value, and cars become more common, so their price comes down. That happens with a lot of technology. Computers come way down in price. Mm-hmm. At first, they're really, really expensive, and only rich people can own them. But then more and more rich people buy them, so the price.
TV's a perfect example.
Oh yeah.
We just last weekend our TV in our family room finally took a crap, and I went to BJ's to go pick up a few things and for dinner and stuff.
Came home with the TV.
I was walking through the 55-inch Roku TV, $250.
I know. Oh yeah.
I was like, well, shit. I'm going home with a TV.
Every time we go to freaking Sam's Club, I'm like, just don't look at the TVs. Just don't look at the TVs. Because you can get a 4K television. Hell, he's saying 55 inches. It's not much more for a 75-inch TV. Back in the day, it was like, $3,500 for a 75-inch TV. Now it's like $800. Well, yeah,
there was a crazy dude was with me, and he went around in the other aisle to the bigger TVs, and he found I think it was a 65 that was $250. Yeah. Same price, but
I know. Then it starts coming down to, okay, which brand do I want to snag? And
well, it was brand and size. Only where we have our TV hung. I probably could have gotten the 65, but I knew a 55 would fit, so I didn't want to chance it.
Gotcha. a good quality horse, 10K and up. Yeah, back when you used to be able to buy them for $1, right? Or no, the old gift horse, right? That whole saying to never look a gift horse in the mouth was because a lot of times the bride's family would gift a horse when they would get married. And the whole thing of looking them in the mouth was you look at the teeth and it tells you how old the horse is. But yeah, people used to gift horses. Horses were cheap. Everybody had a freaking horse. Now they're super expensive and expensive to maintain. Jade, good point.
What's up, Powers?
TVs are cheap, but a place to live to put the TV in, not so much.
Very true.
That's going to change
true.
soon too. The Black Rocks and these big conglomerates that bought up all these neighborhoods back in 2020 while nobody was paying attention. Well, some of us were, but they bought up entire neighborhoods. And their intention was to never sell the property and just have everybody be renters, right? Well, all of a sudden, the housing market is beginning to tank, as it should. Property values are way inflated. In 5 years, it went from the average price of a house being like $250,000. Now it's $450,000. Powers, I don't know if AI will kill America or not, but the one point that all these people make is valid. If we put a moratorium on developing AI, China won't, Russia won't, all the rest of the world won't, and we'll fall behind. So
And that will kill America.
That will kill
definitely
America.
kill America.
So we kind of have to. It's a double-edged sword. I personally, I've listened to a couple of the founders of AI, a couple of the progenitors of AI saying the fear that a lot of people have is unfounded. It's not going to become rogue and all that other crap because these experiments that they've done are in certain environments, and it also comes down to the programming and yada, yada. They're not free thinkers. And there's some that doubt that that'll ever actually happen, but we'll see. I don't know. Coders are going out of business. They're all getting laid off because AI can code real quick and easy. Maintenance. Maintenance is going to be a big job. Learn how to fix these machines.
Trades.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying that AI and robotics someday won't. I talked about this when I was out in the field surveying, and I would think about it. Like, you see these robots, these robots they have now, and the LiDAR and the scanning technology. They're not quite there yet, but I could totally see how surveying could be completely autonomized.
Same thing with mining.
Robotics.
Yep.
It could absolutely go that way eventually. I mean, and I know they say it, like a lot of truck drivers say it, like, no, you'll never, it'll always be humans. You'll never, I'm not too sure about that. I mean, they can be pretty precise. I mean, we've got the driving cars now. It's just a matter of time before trucking becomes autonomous too. I think that's not just trucking. That's almost any industry. Yep. But I keep coming back to plumbers. I think plumbers are. You're going to get a robot to come out to your house and be able, fix your pipe, or I don't see that. At least definitely not in our lifetimes.
No, same thing with an electrician. Wiring your
right.
house, not going to see someone doing that. Working on your AC and your heating and all that stuff. No, that's the trades are safe. Mining, it's going to be a while. Some of it could be autonomous, but not stuff where people have to go and do stuff very specific. But all of it, even what you were saying with the surveying, That's a ways off. Even Elon had been talking about this 20 years, something like that. So they're
it's definitely a ways off. But I mean, in the time that I've been surveying, when I started surveying 40 years ago, it was at least a 3-man crew, if not 4.
Yeah.
That was your standard was 3. That's when I started surveying. Before that, the standard was 4 or 5 was a survey crew, just by the technology they had or didn't have. Or when I started surveying, the minimum was 3, usually 4. And nowadays, it is super, super common. There are a lot of firms that run 1-man crews because of the technology and the robotics and the technology that we have now with the and GNSS. And it's definitely dwindled, but the autonomous part of it, it definitely could happen, but definitely a ways off.
Well, I mean, and think about this too. And I know we're at the top of the hour. We got a break coming, but just to put the ice, a lot of people are talking about Reality Pocket AI is sentient. Remember the video? But that didn't mean that it was sentient. But yes, I think it's a nuanced conversation at this point. One of the biggest problems that they're having, power. But the other thing is internet as well. Look, man, my internet goes out all the freaking time. You're in a car that's requiring internet. Look, I don't care about the satellite internet shit. Look, all you need is a mild solar storm and no internet, and your car is being. Think about that. Everybody forgets how to drive a car, and all of a sudden, the car doesn't have internet connection, and you got to drive. So a lot of that stuff, I don't know about all that. I think people are going to push back a lot on a lot of this stuff. And also, who's going to be purchasing your product if everybody's out of work? There's always a natural equilibrium that comes into play. So, but I'm with you. Eventually, probably, this utopian idea that, oh no, people are just going to be free to do what they dream, and which is laying around eating munchies, watching bullshit, playing video games, and getting fat, and it'll be Wall-E.
Idiocracy.
Yeah, Idiocracy, Wall-E, where they're all just sitting there. They've completely forgotten how to interact with each other. They don't have sex anymore, all that good stuff. It's not good stuff. Justin Henry, you drive a Tesla?
No, he said, I drive a Tesla. No, thanks.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, it is around the top of the hour. We like to take a little 3 to 5 minute break. Go get yourself some fluids and drain your fluids, grab some munchies, whatever it is that you got to do. Do that. We'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes and continue to discuss this. And we're going to get into the Minnesota thing too. So don't go anywhere. Yankee, what do you got?
Well, what I have is for everyone in chat except Lover. Lover, you can just take your headphones off or mute us or whatever you need to do at this point, because none of this is for you. But everybody else in chat, the 44 beautiful Patriots we have in the room right now, thank you so very much. We appreciate you being here. And because without you guys being here, we're just mildly retarded people talking to our screens. So we do ask that you do the free things. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't yet, give us a follow. If you like what's going on here, you give us a thumbs up, you give us a follow, you come back and check us out again. Monday nights, we do this. We start off with Know Your Rights. Every Monday until we get to the end of them, we're going to be doing the Next Amendment each Monday. Wednesdays, we normally do What the Fuck Wednesdays, where it's just a night of talking with the chat. It's totally driven by you guys and whatever topics you guys bring to us. We'll have a video or two we can talk about to spark some conversation. And then Saturdays is more of our conspiracy video interview night. We like to dive into some interviews that we see that are interesting and interesting topics. Because as of right now, Saturdays we can go a little bit longer, and we like to get into some interesting videos and stuff. So we break it up a little bit, different topics, different subject matter, different types of shows throughout the week. So, like I said, give us the like, the follow, share. Huge over here on Rumble. Repost. Please repost. Gets more eyes on the channel. Helps our little channel grow. We are now at 209 followers. So thank you all so very much for getting us there. And over on Pilled, if you would repill and red pill, we'd appreciate it. We'd love to grow a community over there as well. But other than that, we just love that you're here. Thank you.
All right, so don't go anywhere. 3 to 5 minutes. Be right back. Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for bourbon and beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button. And if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber. And welcome back to our discussion on Beyond the Noise, episode 67, about the 10th Amendment. And I think we basically wrapped that discussion up. Basically, the states and the people, in many ways, can trump the federal government. The federal government cannot.
No pun intended.
Yes. No. Well, no pun intended.
No, well, you didn't. It was a funny one, but you didn't intend it.
No, not at all. Not intended at all. But, so with that in mind, and this kind of relates to the whole states issue, shall we get into this video about the ridiculous nature of what's going on in Minnesota? The corruption.
Minnesota.
So let me get this shared. Let me share my screen here. Boom. So there's this guy, this Nick Shirley, and I guess thanks to Elon and others, he's kind of blown up. 121 million views on this video. The 42 minutes of his crew exposing Minnesota fraud uncovered over $110 million in one day.
And this isn't Doge with government access. This is one YouTuber.
Yes. And good
and
on
him. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this or parts of it, since it did get so many views on X so far. But we're gonna talk about it because I think I want to know more about it because I've been hearing about it, but I haven't seen it.
And yes, this is tip of the iceberg stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit the play. Let me see if volume's good. Here we go.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building. Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation, contributing, but they never had a passenger. Never.
I'm in the wrong business. Yeah. Holy shit. What? I could just create a fake company and get tax money? Oh, God.
You are of the
Wrong persuasion.
the wrong persuasion for that.
I don't have the right kind of melanin or genetic material for this. What is this shit, dude?
And you're not marrying your sister.
No, that's never happening. Mark my words on that one. Unbelievable, dude. And they could just, and look, if they're doing it in Podunk, Minnesota, they're doing it everywhere. This is insane. But I think my first question to you, Yankee, would be, do you think anything's going to come of this?
No. Nothing comes of anything ever. Yeah, they'll talk about it, they'll yell about it, they'll scream about it. The Republicans will use it in the midterms or try and use it in the midterms. And why do you think it's coming out now? Like this guy's been doing the investigative work for years. He said it's been going on, and it's just a big deal now. No, it's because it's now useful. When it's not useful. Yeah, when it's not useful, nobody's talking about it. Nobody in the mainstream is talking about it. Yeah, these little guys they're doing the work and they're finding out. No, it's all the same government bullshit. It's political bullshit. All of it.
It is. It's depressing. You start getting into this shit, and it's so depressing, man. And yeah, I'm with you. I don't think anything comes of this at all. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't watch it and understand it, but like I said, if it's going on in Minnesota, it's going on
you keep saying if it's going on in Podunk, Minnesota, but that's also probably one of the easier places to do it because they let all them in and nobody's really cares. Nobody's paying attention. I'm not saying you're wrong, but yeah, I'm sure there's corruption and fraud and all of this going on in New York and California and all over the place, New Jersey, every state. Yeah. It's just the magnitude of it.
Absolutely. All right. Should we go a little further?
Yes.
I'm sure we're going to have lots of these.
Yeah.
Ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same address. And together, they're licensed supposedly
Part has
for
raided.
120 children.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the raid, Quiet Part. Awesome.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you.
And if you haven't already, go click on Quiet Part and go give Quiet Part a follow. Check out their channel as well. Thank you very much, Quiet Part.
I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation, and a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
Ah!
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history, anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover.
They're very, very violent, huh? That's what happens when you bring people in from a third world country that are constantly slitting each other's throats. Hey, let's bring them all here. Give them a spot in, I don't know, Minnesota or Michigan. And let's give them money. Why? Because of what we did over there when we were involved in.
They're all asylum seekers. Because the United States is the next closest country to seek asylum in, right?
Of course, Somalia, America.
I meant they're right next to it. Don't we share a border with them?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean that all checks out. That's why the Somalia Somalia. It's part of Canada, right? So it's like right there, right across the border. They can just pop down to Minnesota.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Totally makes sense. And give them a bunch of taxpayer dollars just for being Somalians. Mm-hmm. Not Americans, by the way, Somalians. And they brought their bullshit with them, and now we pay them. So let's just see how violent these assholes get when confronted with taxpayer fraud.
Cover it in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about $800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Yeah.
Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or...
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a
I'm
child
not
here.
sure.
All right, let's go to the next
I'm
location.
not
Now we're going
sure.
to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally 1 block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children.
Yeah, Liz, it was
Zero
Leering,
children.
Leering
I've come
Center.
by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars. I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? Yeah. I would like to check a child in the daycare. Why? Can I speak to a manager?
Why?
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 Later.
Because you're
Try
a
later.
try later. What?
Because you're a daycare center. That's why. I'm looking for someone to somewhere to take my kid.
Oh, God. This is what it's come to. Holy cow. Sorry, we don't do kids here. It's a daycare center. Holy shit. Why? Oh, my God. It's blatant in your face. They're basically right in your face. Let me take your money.
Just wait until you see the opposition they get at the Leering Center.
The Leering Center?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going then.
Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child Care.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cause I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here.
When?
State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
happened?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son
The
Joey
language.
here.
You don't know the language,
My
bitch.
son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
No! I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
What?
Because of my
Because of
color.
your
You said you're scared of me
color.
because of my color.
What? What?
I'm
Holy
scared of
shit!
you because of your color.
You should be scared because you're scamming the American people out of their money, you bitch. Color ain't got nothing to do with it. But you know what? The more these people do this, the more color will have something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That will happen because of what these people are doing.
What they're being allowed to do, and they're being paid to fucking do.
Yes.
Handsomely.
Unbelievable. I know that this gets better. Yeah, let's go a little further because we're getting short on time. So let's see just how much more interesting this can get.
Make you a racist.
Yeah, no.
But
no.
you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all
money
getting
go?
mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the
not
owner
Lover.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
group.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day.
If I might, it doesn't look like. I wonder if they'd be eating that well in Somalia. None of them look like they're missing a meal, do they? Go look at the people who live in Somalia and see if they're that round. Don't get me wrong, I got extra flab on me. But where are they getting their money from? They're getting big and fat from American taxpayers. My gosh. All right, let's see what the next.
Oh, you thought the Somalis yelling at him were good. Just wait.
As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Don't open up.
So this is
There you go.
Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open up.
They said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you
And
have
look
ice
who
here,
it
ma'am? I'm
is.
literally a YouTuber.
Open up.
Ma'am, what do
It's
you think about the fraud
Karen!
that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place
You're
being
gonna
like?
slip and fall. Look
We
at all
have-
the ice on the ground. Look
What?
at all the ice. It's snowing. There's lots of ice in Minnesota.
Oh my God! This is the problem
Yes.
in America.
Liberal white women.
Liberal white women, self-hating. These women,
Yes.
under any other condition, would in any other part of the world would be. They'll be the.
That's what I
first
said.
one
Wait
on
till the
block.
Leering Center. You thought the frightened chicken Somalis were good. You got the white liberal women yelling at them here. Don't open up. Ice. We have ice here.
And no one's ice. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that's freaking great.
You see, this is going to, the racism will become rampant over shit like this.
Absolutely.
It will. None of us want to be racist. This is going to make people racist.
Yvonne, I'm leering so much today.
I'm leering at this video right now. What the Oh my God. And that evil skin color. They're so scared of that evil skin color too. Oh, all the liberal talking points in one place. We'll go.
License for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million
Don't
over the
open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years.
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away.
Are you
Cat
in favor
lady.
of that?
Go away.
You know where
You're
they-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of
Shame on you.
$1.9
Shame
million
on you. It's
going
ice.
illegally,
Don't open up.
fraudulently to this business that has quality learning center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children.
She doesn't care.
Paid
Just keep
$1.9 million
repeating the mantra,
this year
bitch.
CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in here.
We're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years.
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
It's disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, if they get caught for that's a federal offense.
Yeah,
not saying
nothing will
Yeah,
get done.
good luck
You
with,
think Tim Walz
good luck
should
with
go to
anything
jail for all the
happening
fraud
there.
that's he's
Yeah.
enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all
So how long have you been living here?
since 2017. 2018.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building.
No, not at all.
So this big daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud, and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders
George Floyd-
Early Learning
George Floyd
Center,
neighborhood.
and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's
these
find
people
out.
are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money
Yeah,
is going.
paying
Is it going to
taxes.
terrorism, where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on
Pinochet
this.
helicopter.
I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
Martin's not here.
Okay, but if I can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
You talk to your manager.
What?
Okay, can I
Talk
speak
to
with
the
somebody?
manager?
Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children.
Yeah.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No.
Yes.
No friends for little Joey.
Yes. Sorry.
Ah, dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they are receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but maybe we could check him into the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably, yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah, I don't really know.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer you.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
So why are you asking us about
the fraud.
frauds and stuff like that?
Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number on the other call. But this is we can't let you guys in. So.
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year, 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
Kids.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door. Absolutely nobody was inside. And once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble, they had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You would think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the childcare centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now
Good night,
is a
Liz.
building that has
Good night, Liz. Thank
14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare.
No, it's okay.
Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Here. Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security armed.
No trespassing, no trespassing, no trespassing, no trespassing.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk to about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentlemen matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
So another.
No,
Oh no, that she's not a Karen.
Area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. When we were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building, no one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare.
Right,
Respect to that
Peckerwood.
lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Den Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginnings Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Health Care, Aid, Inc., and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Health Care. It just does not make sense. If you were trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking
What?
you.
What is he doing wrong?
Okay. Don't ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Yeah?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry.
All right. Well, we'll have to leave that one there. We're getting close
it's
to
that
end of
time.
time. But
It's that time.
there you guys go. We've been paying attention to the chat the entire time. Lots of people seem a little bit incensed. And I think the two hosts here are a little bit incensed as well. This is insane. And they don't even try to hide it. And then you got these white Karen liberal bitches that are defending this shit. And why are they defending it? Well, because they think that the American
Because they
people
don't know
owe
any
them.
better. Because they're
retarded.
Yes. Exactly.
They've been taught that we most white people are a bunch of racists, and those people should be brought here and given basically reparations by just having a storefront and getting tax money because we owe it to them. It's funny, I haven't done anything to the Somalian people. I don't even know any. And to be honest, if they're like this, I don't want to know them. The overwhelming majority of them don't even know how to speak the language, but they're really good at taking our money. Suicidal empathy. Very well said, Bach23. They seem like nasty people, but I don't know. They didn't just come here and do this. They were either taught how to do this or they were led into doing that. They don't know how to do this shit. They barely know how to function in our society. Yeah, exactly, Quiet Part. Maybe they could spend some time learning the language with all that money they're taking. It's learning centers or leering centers, whatever the hell it is. They're being taught how to leer, and many of them have done a very good job at leering at what are some very basic bitch questions. He didn't really get into, hey, where was this money spent? How was this money spent? He just basically was asking, what do you do here? And none of them even most of them didn't even know how. to speak, to have a conversation. Salty Gunner, they hate whites. Well, you had the one woman straight up say, now, where did they learn that? I wonder.
Going
I'm
up and
scared
up.
of you.
We have ice here.
Exactly. Liberal white cat women.
Oh.
No. And that's just it. There's no racism here. There is on their part. But what they're going to do is inspire. Do people wonder why Nick Fuentes and all these other red pillars or whatever the hell you want to call them are getting so popular? It's because white people that aren't crazy liberal loons are seeing this shit and going, wait a minute. How many hours of overtime did I work this week? And that all went to what? Paying for some Somali bitch that married her fucking brother to get him over here, and they just get to live off the taxpayer. We have people living on the streets that are American citizens, struggling to get money for food, let alone housing. Oh my God, this shit boil, and that's going to inspire people to get racist.
Unfortunately.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Look at that. 210. Well done. Thank you for the follows tonight.
Woohoo. Yes. After a start talking about the 10th Amendment and then into this hole that everybody needs to know about. It's surprising how many people don't know about it. I'd never seen that whole documentary, but I've been seeing this pop up on X in bits and pieces all over. Yeah. But it's been overall a great time. I know that Yankee and I both love to do this show, so and we love all of you. So real quick, I'm sure that we're setting up a raid.
All ready to go.
All right, so real quick on our way out, I just wanted to say thank you personally to everybody watching the show. Don't forget to follow Yankee Free's channel, his own personal channel where he does bourbon and beer every Friday night. Going to be a 24-hour stream on New Year's Eve, so don't miss that. Go subscribe to his channel on Rumble here and on Pilled and anywhere else that you might be watching it.
You're going to see this guy on New Year's Eve, too. He's going to pop in on New Year's Eve.
Yes. I will be popping in. There will be numerous of creators that we know that'll be popping in, having fun, talking, and talking with the chat, the whole 9 yards. Please don't miss it. Subscribe. Follow my channel, Republic Sentinel, please. We do gaming. We do all kinds of stuff. We have fun. But come follow my channel, too, if you aren't already. Yankee, what are we doing?
44 beautiful Patriots in the room. Thank you very much for being here. We are going to raid out, and we do ask that when you get to the raid, you let them know from where you came and send BTN, RS, and Yankee Free love to them by doing all the free things we ask you to do. The likes, the reposts, the shares, the comments on the video below. All wonderful things you can do for the wonderful Rumble creators that we raid you to. And tonight we are going to Off-Label Podcast.
Ooh, all right. Good
So
folks
everybody,
over
thank
there.
you for being here.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for all the likes and the reposts. Lots of reposts tonight. We really, really appreciate it. You're helping the channel in ways you have no idea. So, please do what he said when we do the raid, and until next time.
Which will be Saturday. The 2nd.
3rd.
No Wednesday night. 3rd? 3rd.
Yeah.
Yes, 3rd. Saturday the 3rd. We'll be back because Wednesday night will be the 24-hour New Year's stream. Year 3. The 3rd annual 24-hour stream for New Year's.
And when's it starting? Noon, right?
It starts It starts noon Eastern on the 31st, and we go to noon Eastern on the 1st.
Awesome. So please don't miss it. Come hang out with us. Anyway, till next time, good night, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Noise, a subsidiary of SOAR Network. We're live every other Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To ensure you don't miss the show, make sure you follow the channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit from our work. You can find Yankee every Friday night on his Living Yankee Free channel for bourbon and beer for some irreverent fun with friends. Or drop by his music channel, Patriot Jams, for good tunes to get you through your day. Better yet, follow his main channel, Yankee Free, for all alerts for any of his content. You can follow RS on his main Rumble channel, Republic Sentinel, for alerts for all of his shows, and TRS News for an alternative take on the news. If you have specific questions for our guests or the hosts that you would like to be read on the show, you can drop a Rumble rant. You can support the channel by simply hitting the follow button, and if you feel so inclined, become a paid subscriber.